Hi, this is Roy Oppenheim. I am here to talk a little bit today about a study that came out in the Wall Street Journal by the Fitch Rating Services. They evaluated $1.7 trillion of mortgages. In fact, there are very few calculators that even go up to $1 trillion. The iPhone does, but most calculators at home, and really even in my office, do not have enough placeholders for that many numbers. So it was a very big study, and they found that in most cases when people fell behind on their mortgage, while in the past, during other recessions and other periods, and according to a Federal Reserve study that I recently blogged about, 25% of folks who fell behind would actually catch up on their their mortgages. In this study we found, or Fitch found, that in fact only around 6% of the folks are ever going to be able to catch up, and most of them end up defaulting and end up foreclosing on their homes. And this is so critical a piece of information because the entire government's plan is to work with mortgage modifications and trying to modify people's loans. Most of these modifications to date have not included substantial principal reduction in the amount of someone's mortgage. And unless we get into principal reduction and we do it holistically, the problem is going to be that more and more people are going to choose not to reinstate their mortgages. Now, the reason that people generally don't reinstate their mortgages is either because they don't have enough income, because they don't have a job, or because what we call a strategic default, and that they've come to realize that their home is so far underwater that the likelihood that it's ever going to be worth at least the mortgage amount is so unlikely that they just throw in the bag and decide that they're just not going to pay their mortgage. Now, if in fact their mortgage was restructured and it included a reduction in principal, then in fact the likelihood is that most people would come back to the table and start paying their mortgage. Under the old scenario, real estate prices only dropped maybe 10-20% during a decline. But in this great recession that we're in right now, real estate values have dropped anywhere between 30, as much as 60, and sometimes even 70 or 75%. And it's because of that mortgage modification may not be the only mechanism by which the government is going to be able to straighten out this economic mess that we're in. The reality is that until prices stabilize, people are not going to feel comfortable with continuing to make their mortgage payments. And so prices are going to have to stabilize, eventually they're going to have to rise, and if we're not able to do that, it is unlikely that the default rates in mortgages is going to increase anytime soon. Roy Oppenheim, in the trenches. Thank you.